Hailey Bieber just made what could be the most savage business move of 2025, announcing a deal for her Rhode skincare brand valued at up to $1 billion, but the internet is absolutely losing its mind over what happened next. Because while Hailey was celebrating her major business milestone, reports started swirling that her husband, Justin Bieber, may owe up to $31 million to his former manager, Scooter Braun. And suddenly, everyone's asking the same explosive question. Is Hailey's billion-dollar payday actually a bailout for Justin's alleged massive debt? The drama reached a boiling point when Hailey's team fired back with a statement so fierce it practically broke the internet. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. There's online speculation about a possible connection between Hailey's road money and Justin's rumored financial mess that changes everything we thought we knew about this power couple. And trust me, by the end of this story, you're going to see the Biebers in a completely different light. Let's rewind to May 2025, when Hailey Bieber shocked the business world by announcing that ELF Beauty was acquiring her Rhode skincare brand in a deal valued at up to $1 billion. This wasn't just any deal. Reports say we're talking about a structure of roughly $600 million in cash, $200 million in stock, and another $200 million in potential earnouts tied to future performance. The beauty industry hadn't seen numbers like this since Kylie Cosmetics. And suddenly, Hailey wasn't just Justin Bieber's wife anymore. She emerged as a legitimate business mogul. But here's where the story gets absolutely wild. Rhode wasn't some overnight success that happened by accident. Hailey had reportedly been quietly building this empire since 2022, starting with just a few skincare products and turning it into a brand that celebrities and regular people alike couldn't stop talking about. Sources claim she was hands-on with everything, from the formulations to the marketing campaigns to the social media strategy. While other celebrity brands were failing left and right, Rhode was allegedly thriving because Hailey actually understood her audience. The brand became this cultural phenomenon, especially on TikTok, where the Rhode phone case and lip treatments became must-have accessories. Hailey wasn't just slapping her name on random products like so many other celebrities. She was creating a lifestyle brand that felt authentic and accessible, and the numbers seemed to prove it was working. Some industry chatter put Rhode's 2024 revenue at over $200 million, though this hasn't been publicly verified, which is absolutely insane for a brand that was barely 3 years old. So when ELF Beauty came knocking with that billion-dollar offer, it wasn't just about the money. It was validation that Hailey had allegedly built something genuinely valuable. She was going to stay on as chief creative officer, meaning she'd still have creative control while getting the resources of a major beauty conglomerate behind her. It should have been pure celebration time, but that's when everything went sideways. Just as the beauty world was crowning Hailey as the next big mogul, reports started surfacing about Justin's alleged financial situation, and it was messier than anyone expected. Sources claim Justin Bieber may owe up to $31 million to Scooter Braun, the same man who discovered him as a teenager and managed his career for over a decade. Online reports framed this as more than just business. They claimed it was personal, and it all allegedly traced back to one of the most controversial decisions in Justin's career. Back in 2022, Justin was gearing up for his Justice World Tour, and everything seemed perfect. Reports say he received an advance of about $40 million from AIG, one of the biggest concert promoters in the world, and fans were beyond excited to see him perform again. But then Justin made the devastating decision to cancel the tour after publicly citing health and well-being concerns, while fans supported his decision to prioritize his well-being. The alleged financial consequences were brutal. Rumor outlets claim canceling the tour may have required returning part of the advance, about $24 million, which Scooter's company allegedly fronted, with Justin purportedly making only one repayment. For 2 years, rumor blogs say the alleged balance later appeared as roughly $31 million, though no documentation has been made public. And commentary online said the timing was brutal because this all came to light right as Hailey was closing her billion-dollar deal. The internet immediately connected the dots, and the narrative that emerged was absolutely savage for both of them. Suddenly, everyone was saying that Hailey's Rhode success was actually going to be used to bail out Justin's alleged debt to Scooter Braun. The headlines were brutal. Hailey's billion-dollar bailout, from Rhode to rescue, and Mrs. Bieber saves the day again. It was like watching the internet collectively decide that some commenters labeled him a financial disaster, needing his wife to save him. But here's where Hailey showed exactly why she's not someone you want to mess with, in my opinion. Her team came out swinging with a statement that was so direct and fierce, it left no room for interpretation. They told People magazine, and I'm quoting directly here, "The historic sale of Rhode is a huge accomplishment for Hailey and is completely separate from her husband and his business affairs." That wasn't just a denial, that was a declaration of independence. The statement continued, making it crystal clear that Rhode's business success had absolutely nothing to do with Justin's alleged financial situation. Hailey's representatives weren't just defending her. They were establishing that she's her own person, with her own empire, and she wasn't about to let anyone diminish her achievements by turning them into someone else's rescue mission. But the internet wasn't buying it, and that's when things got really interesting. Social media exploded with opinions, and the reactions revealed something fascinating about how we view successful women, especially when they're married to famous men. Some people were praising Hailey for being a supportive wife, while others were telling her to protect her money and run. The comments were absolutely wild. Everything from, "What did I tell y'all about taking care of these men?" to, "She should divorce him and keep her billion." What made this even more complicated was the history between Hailey and public perception. For years, commenters had accused her of being a gold digger who only married Justin for his money and fame. She has said she received death threats from some fans, dealt with constant comparisons to Selena Gomez, and faced endless speculation about whether their relationship was real. And now, in this twisted turn of events, the narrative had completely flipped. Suddenly, Justin was allegedly the one who supposedly needed her money. The irony was absolutely incredible. The same people who'd spent years claiming Hailey was using Justin were now telling her to protect herself from him. It was like watching the internet collectively realize that maybe, just maybe, they'd been wrong about who brought what to this relationship. Hailey wasn't the desperate girl who trapped a pop star. She was a businesswoman who'd built her own empire while dealing with unprecedented public scrutiny. But here's the plot twist that changes everything, and it's something most people completely missed in all the drama. According to sources, Justin isn't just Hailey's husband watching from the sidelines. He was allegedly a private investor in Rhode. That's right. Reports claim Justin put his own money into Hailey's business venture, which means when Rhode sold for up to $1 billion, sources speculate his stake could be worth roughly $50 million. This alleged revelation completely changes the narrative, doesn't it? Suddenly, this isn't about a wife bailing out her husband's debt. It's potentially about a business partnership where both parties invested in each other's success. Reports claim Justin financially backed the brand early on, supporting Hailey's entrepreneurial dreams, and now that investment could be paying off in a major way. The timing might seem convenient, but it could actually just be good business. Think about it, Brigitte. While everyone was focused on the drama and the alleged debt, they missed the real story. Justin and Hailey may have been building wealth together, not just as a married couple sharing resources, but potentially as actual business partners. Justin's rumored investment in Rhode wasn't just emotional support. It could have been financial backing that helped Hailey scale her brand to billion-dollar status. And now that the deal is closing, both of them could benefit from that success. This also explains why Hailey's team was so adamant about separating her business achievements from Justin's alleged financial obligations, because technically, they're right. The Rhode sale is about Hailey's vision and hard work paying off. But practically, it could also be about a smart investment that Justin allegedly made in his wife's potential, and now they're both potentially reaping the rewards. The social media reactions to all this have been absolutely fascinating to watch because they reveal so much about how we think about money, marriage, and success. On one side, you have people celebrating Hailey for being a boss who built her own empire. On the other side, you have people criticizing the idea of using her money to pay his alleged debts. But the reality could be way more nuanced than either of these takes. What's potentially happening here is a masterclass in how modern power couples actually operate. They're not keeping completely separate finances like roommates, but they're also not just throwing everything into one pot without any individual identity. If reports are true, Justin invested in Hailey's business because he believed in her vision, and now that investment could be paying dividends that benefit both of them. That's not a bailout. That could be smart financial planning. The timing of Justin's alleged debt situation and Hailey's sale might seem suspicious, but it could actually be pretty common in business. When you have assets tied up in investments, you sometimes have to wait for those investments to mature before you can access the cash. If, as rumors claim, his funds were tied up in Rhode equity, he might need to wait for the sale to close before he could address his alleged obligations to Scooter Braun. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The public's reaction to all this reveals some pretty uncomfortable truths about how we view successful women, especially young, beautiful, successful women who happen to be married to famous men. For years, commenters assumed Hailey was the one benefiting from Justin's success. But now that the tables have allegedly turned, suddenly everyone's an expert on what she should do with her money. The comments telling Hailey to protect her bag and not pay Justin's alleged debts are coming from the same energy that spent years claiming she was only with him for his money. It's like people can't accept that maybe, just maybe, this could be a genuine partnership where both people contribute value in different ways. Justin brought fame and potentially initial capital. Hailey brought business acumen and vision. And together they may have created something bigger than either of them could have achieved alone. What's also interesting is how this whole situation has shifted the conversation about their relationship. For the first time since they got married, people are talking about Hailey as the successful one, the one with the potential power, the one making the smart moves. And you can tell it's making some people uncomfortable because they keep trying to find ways to diminish her success or turn it into drama. But here's what I think could really be happening. Hailey and Justin might be showing us what a modern celebrity marriage can look like when both people are actually committed to building something together. They're potentially not just sharing a last name and some red carpet appearances. They could be sharing investments, business strategies, and long-term financial planning. That's actually pretty revolutionary in a world where celebrity marriages usually end in messy divorces and asset battles. The fact that Hailey's team felt the need to make such a strong statement about the Rhode sale being separate from Justin's alleged business affairs tells us something important, too. They're protecting her individual brand and achievements, which is smart business, but that doesn't mean they're not potentially a team behind the scenes. You can be a power couple and still maintain your individual identities and accomplishments. Looking at this whole situation, what strikes me most is how it reveals the impossible standards we place on celebrity women. If Hailey uses any of her Rhode money to help with Justin's alleged debt, she's being taken advantage of. If she doesn't help him, she's being selfish and unsupportive. And if she hadn't built her own business, she'd be a gold digger. Now that she has built her own empire, people are telling her to abandon her husband. There's literally no way for her to win in the court of public opinion, but maybe that's exactly why her team's statement was so important. By firmly establishing that Rhode's success is Hailey's achievement, they're forcing people to recognize her as a legitimate businesswoman, not just as Justin Bieber's wife who got lucky. And honestly, the numbers speak for themselves. You don't accidentally reach a deal valuing your brand near $1 billion. That takes vision, strategy, and incredible execution. The real story here isn't about alleged debt or bailouts or financial drama. It's about a young woman who took control of her narrative, built something incredible, and refused to let anyone diminish her achievements. Whether any proceeds are ever used regarding the alleged Scooter Braun matter remains unknown. What matters is that she's proven she's a force to be reckoned with in her own right. And maybe that's the most powerful message of all. In a world that spent years trying to define Hailey Bieber as nothing more than Justin's wife, she went out and built what could be a billion-dollar empire that forced everyone to see her differently. That's not just good business. That could be the ultimate power move. So what do you think? Is Hailey's billion-dollar empire move the ultimate power play? Or should she keep her Rhode money completely separate from Justin's alleged drama? Drop your hottest takes in the comments below because I'm reading every single one. And if you're here for more celebrity tea that actually makes you think, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one where we're diving into another story that's got everyone talking.